anyways, you know, we were debating before this whether or not we should drink coffee.
I think it might have been a good idea that we did, because we're like super unfocused right now.
I'm so tired right now. I can't focus. Okay, so we talked about what we're going to do with the money.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about YouTube.
Yeah.
Because we've been having a lot of problems.
Yeah, and YouTube, like as Steven said earlier, YouTube and our problems with YouTube have played a really huge part in our decision to kind of go this route of let's make the audible part of our podcast better.
Right.
And so, Steven, I mean, just give us a rundown of what's happened with YouTube.
So YouTube has two things. They have things called copyright claims, and they have things called copyright strikes.
Yeah.
Now, copyright claims happen a lot.
Yeah.
Because we use
almost every time, actually.
Yeah, almost every time.
Yeah.
And they're nothing bad. All a copyright claim means is we cannot monetize the video.
Yeah.
But you know, the song person, whether it's JYP, whether it's SM, whether it's whatever, they claim all ad ownership of that video.
And that's fine because we're kind of safe. We're quote unquote safe under, like, I guess a law that says we are, you know, providing a commentary or parody.
That has nothing to do
right?
That has nothing to do with it.
But like, we can't get money out of like a copyright claim, but that's totally fine because we're not trying to make money from our YouTube like podcast, right? We just want, you know, you chingus to enjoy it and have a different medium to, you know, take part in our podcast, take part of our discussion, and we've had copyright claims plenty of times.
Yeah,
never been a problem.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to be like. I just didn't want to talk about fair use right now because it doesn't matter yet. For copyright claims, it doesn't matter. So yeah, we get almost every video. So for a long time, I did not put music in the video versions. Yeah, because while copyright claims are fine, sometimes you get copyright blocked. Yeah, right. And
that's kind of like a nightmare for us. Well, not nightmare, but it's really, really bad.
Yeah, it's like step one in the bad, right? So copyright block is kind of the first step into getting a copyright strike. Yeah. So a block is very simple. It's just your video gets blocked either in certain countries or worldwide. Yeah.
And that's happened to us quite a few times also before. And sometimes really strangely, I think, you know, sometimes we're blocked in like one country but not another. Like we've been blocked in like Japan or something.
Like only Japan.
Yeah, and only Japan. Like for some reason, even though we're not talking about anything particularly, you know, from there. Yeah. But that is bad, but it's not the end of the world. It's just very, 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 very annoying.
Right. Yeah. But when it's blocked worldwide, that's a big problem because then nobody can see it. So that recently happened in episode 91. I had to re-upload the entire thing because it was the after show and a lot of the Miss A songs were being blocked worldwide. It just happened in episode 92. I think we've
Pakayan. There you go. Soso was Soso.
Yeah, Soso was
blocked.
Pakayan. Yeah. It's Bekayan.
Bekayan.
We're gonna fucking park.
Oh man.
I started. We're so
yeah.
So Bekayan's was worldwide blocked, and I'm here right now, so I can't deal with that right now. Yeah. So that's an issue when it gets blocked worldwide. Yeah. Now we gotta, so when things are blocked, even if it's a copyright claim, even if it's a claim, you can dispute it. Okay? And but the dispute is this weird, like, ephemeral system that, like, you don't know what the hell is going on. It's very subjective. And so, you know, I spent a lot of time making this Twice video. Yeah. Which maybe most people listening to this podcast probably don't even know this video exists.
Because it never got a chance to get out there.
Right. Yeah. And so what I did was what's crazy is I made a stage mix. And if you don't know what a stage mix is, it means I took like 14 live performances for Twice's Cheer Up and I spliced them together into one video. Yeah. And so I I thought, because I had watched all these stage mixes on YouTube, I thought they were really cool, but I thought, you know what, I think I can do better than that. Yeah. I can make the transitions smoother. I can make it feel like one performance rather than just multiple performances cut in one.
It started as an idea. And then Steven kind of like talked to me about it, and I was like, "Oh, that's actually a pretty good idea." And then you would come across some videos on YouTube, and he showed me them, and I was like, "Yo, if you could do this, it'd be really cool, I think." And then we both decided it was really cool. And then you were like, "You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try. Right. It's gonna take a lot of time. I don't know what I'm doing, but like that's kind of your thing. Like you wanted to be like, oh yeah, I'll give it a shot." And so this thing that was good and that we kind of were, I guess we could say, excited for. Like, you were showing me clips, and you were showing some clips on Chingu Chat, and I was legitimately excited. I was like, "Oh, dang, Steven, this is really good." Like, I was like pretty excited. Like, "Oh, you're gonna upload this?" And unfortunately, some things happened, right, Steven?
Right. So it got blocked worldwide. But it didn't get blocked for the song. It wasn't JYP who blocked it.
No.
It was MBC that blocked it. MBC, of course, being one of the channels in Korean television, and some of the performance that I used were MBCs.
Yeah.
And what was crazy to me at the time was that MBC, they said from this time to this time is our material.
Yeah. And that's why we're blocking
it, because this is ours and we're blocking it. Right? We're not claiming it. Claiming it means that they just get all the ads. They just blocked everything.
Yeah.
And what was crazy to me was that, like, of the 45 seconds that they said was theirs, maybe only 14 to 18 seconds of it was MBC's.
Yeah.
Like, I used SBS's, I used,
And Steven knows, because you made this stage mix. You know exactly which source you're pulling from.
Right.
And so if they're going to be like, no, all of it is ours, I mean, you can show them logically, no, this part is from this part. Right. But it doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah. So this happened in the past where we get blocked, and so what I would do is I would dispute it, and I would dispute it in the past using this fair use kind of claim. Yeah. The problem with the stage mix is that for the podcast, I firmly believe it is in fair use. Right. Yeah. We never play the entire song.
No.
I used to play just maybe 30 seconds of it, and it kind of gets longer and longer and longer as time goes by. But it is still for the purpose of commentary and discussion, and I think that's fair use.
Yeah.
I wasn't entirely sure with the stage mix, but I looked up a lot of things, and I was like, it really seemed like I was pulling from multiple sources, and I was making something better. And there are many precedents to make that okay. Like, for example, mashups. For example, remixes. For example, a lot of people remix existing things or mash up existing things, right? They don't have to be just music. It could be movies, it could be television.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, this is in fair use. Also, the time that you said was yours is not entirely yours.
Yeah.
But that is kind of a slippery slope kind of argument.
Yeah, that's kind of like, picking your...
Yeah. But in the end, like, I just wasn't sure. I wasn't sure, but I was like, I spent a lot of time making this. I can show you right now on YouTube 5 other videos of Twice Cheer Up stage mix, right? And there was another one, like the main channel that I was watching, like, she used the exact same, like, performances that I used. Like, and her video is perfectly fine up there for everybody to see. So I was kind of angry, so I disputed it.
Yeah. And the funny thing was, like, you I think you messaged one of the makers of these stage mixes, and you basically asked him or her, oh, like, how do you get around this? And he was like, oh, basically his description was exactly what you did. And it still got kind of, blocked. And so we're kind of scratching our heads like, okay, well, we didn't do anything different, but all these other YouTube channels who, like, are known for their stage mixes are okay, and why us? Right.
So after disputing it, in the past we've won that dispute, or they dropped it, or they just didn't care enough, and so our video turned into a copyright claim, which is we still can't monetize it, but it's no longer blocked worldwide, and you can see it.
Yeah.
But what happened with the Twice video was it made our channel get a copyright strike. And what a strike does is, I'm sure you know if you visit our YouTube channel, but we can't upload any videos past 15 minutes, which is why all the podcasts now are split up into 100 parts. In the past, you couldn't use custom thumbnails, but for some reason this time we can still use custom thumbnails, so that's okay.
Because we've had a strike before, I think, with maybe something from YG, I think.
I think it was something from YG, but in the end that strike got... So we can dispute this strike.
Yeah.
And in the past, I think with the YG one, it did work out in our favor and we got the strike removed. But this time we were so discouraged that we just didn't dispute it. It's just there. And so the Twice video you can never see.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
I did upload it to Dailymotion. I might put the Dailymotion thing in the description of the podcast just so maybe you can see it. But that strike is going to be on our account for 6 months.
Yeah.
And so it was just a lot of if you don't pay attention to YouTube news in general, there's been a lot of really shady copyright stuff going on recently in the last year or so. There's a lot of content ID bullshit.
Yeah.
And we're not a big channel, right?
Yeah.
But it boggles my mind sometimes that we go through a lot of this weird shit, but I can go search on YouTube right now and find 100 channels with the exact same thing that's not
that have
blocked.
been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And our main channel isn't. This is the first time Steven's ever done a stage mix or anything like it, and it just blows my mind. The first time we do it on a channel that's not really known for it, we get caught, quote unquote, and we get a strike placed on us.
Yeah.
It's
crazy. That channel that I messaged, her channel or his channel there's 50 videos. There's 50. They're not all Twice, right? But it makes one every week, no problems. It seems. I remember when we used to make reactions, and I would get so frustrated because our video would get blocked, but 10 other reactioners went through, and it's not even it's the big 10. It'll be some of them are big people, some of them are not big people, but just it just seemed like the system was just choosing randomly at whim, right?
And Steven and I have all these crackpot theories about why that's the case, and we have no real evidence for those, but long story short, it's super discouraging. Yeah. And that's why we're kind of not totally stepping away from YouTube, but we are taking kind of a step back and reprioritizing what's kind of best for our podcast.
Yeah. Now, with that being said, I do want to do a thing that, in theory, we're going to shoot tomorrow.
We're going to try to shoot it tomorrow.
It's a thing that, I don't actually know. In theory, it doesn't sound like that much work, but it might be a lot of work.
We're really bad at gauging how much time certain things take.
That stage mix, I was it can't take me that long. Maybe 10 hours, maybe 15 hours.
I think you spent a whole weekend on it.
I probably spent 5 or 6 days straight of I get home, listen to Cheer Up 1,000 times.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Steven can sing that song verbatim, even though he doesn't know.
There was a time, right after finishing that, I knew the entire song and I knew the entire dance. Yeah. I couldn't do it, but I can picture it all. Yeah. I can this, and I know this goes here, and this is this. I know this is this, and I've never, even back in the day with Wonder Girls, I've never known that much about a single song in my life.